Hey everybody, this is Anadad71 from Strongest Link Sports, and I'd like to show you my videos series here, but the first one's going to be about my point projection and optimizers that I've made, and then we'll build on that and go into our own creation of different optimizers, etc., using Google Sheets and Excel. So let's go over to the Strongest Link icon. Let's open up our tray, and I'll show you each one of them as they go. We'll start out with the NFL Optimizer, since we're right there at football season. Give it a second to open up, and I'll show you what I did. And, you guys can build on that, or, I'm always open to ideas, etc. What I do usually is I go to the stats page and begin with each position, the name, the salary, right? This is continuous to DraftKings, by the way. I should have maybe mentioned that. So what I do is I take the DraftKings form and I enter it in. I've run a formula that lets me see who the opponent is by looking off of this. Instead of doing like a bunch of splits and everything else, I just use this one formula. And if you want that formula, let me know and I'll get it to you. What I do from there is I go over to a DVP, which is the defense versus the actual position. And I get that. Let's see, the DVP for quarterbacks. I have one for each position, as I said. DVP for running back, wide receiver, etc. And I take each one. I take each one and I go ahead and I multiply them by the percentage above or below league average to get a defensive projection. But then what I do, and many people do that. There's nothing unique about that. But what I like to do kind of on my own is I take the Vegas score, the projected score, and the average team score. I weight them, and I come out with the difference between the two. So you see here it's like 80% difference in scoring. And what I do is I take the team's points per play, and I multiply the plays into, I divide the plays into the difference of the score. So let's say it was 3 points, and each team got team play was 1 point, then for 3 plays there would be 3 points. I then take the players' points that they get per snap, the players' snaps per game, points per snap, that's what I was just mentioning, and the Vegas adjusted points. And what I come up with essentially is a Vegas weighted projection over the original defense projection, because I know Vegas knows a lot about what's going on, so I like to incorporate that. Then I look at it if it's a home game or away game, and the home and away difference. Because this player plays at home, they're playing this particular person. Who am I looking at here? Le'Veon Bell, for example. He is playing this is from last season. So 1.03. Okay. Now, when he played away, he was a little less than that or a little more. So what I do is I weight their home and away difference into what? So let me break it down for you. I take the Vegas score. I weight that. I take the defensive projection score, I weight that with the Vegas, and then I weigh it in with their home and away difference to come up with this. And that's the home away projected with Vegas weighted. And that gives me the one of the projections. That's not a full projection. I also look at the type of turf they're playing on, natural, dome, artificial, and I weight that. And then I figure in the turf projection. So it takes a kind of the combination of everything and brings it into here. When I'm all done with that, I bring it over to the, I have an optimizer made, as you can see, and I can lock players into each position if I want. I also, if I don't want, I don't. And I can reset it by placing a 0 here and running it down. And as you can see, I click the button, draft my team, and it'll give me a player list of, Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, Gurley, Michael Crabtree, DeAndre Hopkins, Jarvis Landry, Julian Edelman, Houston Texans, Zach Ertz. These are different set of projections that I brought in over here that I was playing with the other day. Those aren't actually mine. So this is an optimal lineup by a different set of projections. But I brought it in anyway just to show you an updated version of what kind of happens here. And so that's what I do here. A lot of these things over here, as you see, are all the things I need to bring in the information to get to this. I do bring in the injury report, an updated injury report, updated weather report, and that's all in there as well. And I can show anybody how to get this. Everything you see in this is free. I don't pay a nickel for anything here, and I won't. Because why? I can make it, and so can you if you want. I'll show you how to do it. All right, so let's close that out. Do you want to save it? Yeah, we'll save it. And let's see what else we got here. How about the NBA? Let's go over to the NBA. My NBA works. All my spreadsheets have a similar theme to them because I like to incorporate Vegas to them. We'll update that. That's because there's some background information in here. All right. But let's go over to our, again, bring in the DraftKings sheet. There's the formula to split the opponent. Their projected minutes, I bring that in from number fires. Many, many people do. The minutes played per game, points per minute. Their score for tonight, that's kind of a projected for tonight. Untouched, just their minutes. Then I incorporate the DVP and a projected score there. Here, over the DVP. You'll notice there's some NAs in this because those players weren't playing that night. This is from last season too, so I haven't updated this at all because there's no information to put in there as of yet. Let me see what we got here is the Vegas. I bring in the Vegas again, as you can see. I bring in the Vegas score, the team points, the difference, team points per possession, team points tonight. That's the team's going to score 3.97 points less. Player tonight plays points per touch. The Vegas adjusted, and I get a Vegas weighted projection in with the DVP. And I'm also going to do home and away. You can see it here, but I haven't got that information yet, but I can incorporate that easy enough to get a full projection. I think the Vegas, the home and away, and the DVP, I'm going to try that, and I think we'll probably be all right with that. And if I need to go from there, we will. But right now, I'm happy with that. The NHL Optimizer. Now, NHL is a sport I'm not really that great at, but I got to be honest with you, this one's kind of my pride and joy. I just love this because it's like the first one I ever made. It's just kind of near and dear to my heart. But what I do here is, let me see the stats page. Again, I bring in the points, the DraftKings sheet, right? There's that, again, telling you who the opponent is. And I weight the DVP, and I come up with a projection. I'll be adding home and away to this as well. And that's, again, not too hard to do. I do have to do that with this. But that's not, like I said, that's something I can do. And then my projection sheet. What I've done over here, this is similar to all of them. I can lock in a player if I want or not. I'll lock a goalie in this. If I want to use that goalie tonight, I'll lock him. And I also have it set up for stacked teams because in baseball and hockey, stacking seems to be kind of an optimal way to play. So I do that. I use the, for example, Florida Panthers. I picked 4 guys, and when you see over here, I believe I list, the team, you'll see I have 4 Florida Panthers. It'll just pop them in for you. So it's beautiful. It'll optimally pick that team, and then when you can lock those 4 and go back and put in another line if you wanted to, say you wanted to use Anaheim on top of that with another 3 players, you could do that. So that I really like. I'm just very happy with this. This gives me the upcoming goalies for the night. They won't load tonight, but when you update that, it'll tell you who's in, home and away, and etc. So, that's my my general sheets. I have an MMA Optimizer. It's very simple, very, very basic, with one exception that I could show quickly. I would like to point this out. We got to update it. It does a similar type of thing as the other projection sheets as you've seen. But I have a multi-tab to this, and I also have it for golf, and I have it for NASCAR, because I have optimizers for the other 3 as well. And when this updates, I'll pull up the multi-tab so you can see it. I love this thing. I learned how to do this from Excel by Joe, who I got to give a plug to, because he's basically my teacher. Everything I've learned basically from that guy. And I've also picked up some things from DFS On Demand. I got to give him a shout-out, and some others as well, but those 2 particularly. Here is the optimal lineup. And what we do here is we'll put in the players. We run the lineup. And it'll give you optimal lineups up to thousands of lineups instantly, which I think is fantastic. Run it again, you get a different lineup, as you can see. All right, folks, so I'm running out of time here. I don't want to go over on this video. I just wanted to show everybody what I got here. And because I plan on making a series of videos, and also if you want to use some of this stuff, we might be able to work something out. But no matter what, feel free to reach out to me. It's AnnaDad71 on Twitter and here.